Wilson Odobert, who I again have never heard of, but he's a young talent currently playing in the Olympics. Rossi was telling me. So what can you tell us about the latest on the transfer front, AJ?
Yeah, this one got revealed by Peter O'Rourke of Football Insider in our wonderful world of trying to figure out what's genuine and what's not with the transfer market. Understanding with this one is that this is a player of interest to Ipswich, it is a player of interest to Kieran McKenna, and you can see why. He's 19. He's French youth international, so away at the Olympics at the moment. He's an exciting winger who's got versatility, can play on the right, can play on the left. He's played up front in a 2 for Burnley as well. He's got 29 Premier League appearances for Burnley under his belt, 3 goals, 2 assists. So there's a lot to like about him there. You'd imagine that Town would be able to offer him fairly regular football given the wide options. It's just about trying to see whether this move is feasible or not. Obviously, Town and Burnley have already been in contact already and got the deal for Arrow Muric over the line. You'd imagine this one will probably be quite a bit more expensive because he is someone that they really hold in a high regard in terms of his potential, in terms of what he could really do in the Championship next season. If he goes and has a really strong campaign in the second tier, then he might be worth a lot more than he is now. So, this is a player that Town have got on their list for sure. He's one that they'd like to bring in. There'll probably be some fans that look at recruiting from Burnley who obviously did not stay in the Premier League and think, I'm not sure about that. But I still think as a person, as a player, as a profile, he ticks a lot of the boxes and he'd be one that would work quite well. So we'll have to wait and see. But the wide areas are clearly where they're going to be targeting to try and get in as soon as possible. Versatility. All of the signings apart from Muric have been versatile. Ben Johnson can play anywhere. Jacob Greaves can cover left back. Who am I missing? Delap can play striker and wide right. Omari can play wherever you want him to. So it's clearly an important one, and definitely Odobert ticks that box and a lot of other ones as well.
Anything else to add on that front, AJ? Clearly, I think that was in that clip, wasn't it? That McKenna said he's not aware that anything is imminent, but they're trying to make signings ahead of going to Germany this weekend, which we'll talk about in a minute. Is there any kind of else you can, in terms of updates, you can bring to the party?
Yeah, nothing imminent. I don't think there's anything that's going to have happened by the time this podcast gets put out. Probably maybe not in the next day or two. The one to keep an eye on is obviously going to be Tammy Smodics. That's the hottest link, and Town are talking to Blackburn about it. There have been some reports that a deal has been agreed there. My understanding is that's not the case. They're still having those talks and negotiations. A few rumours that Blackburn have set a kind of a final date of Wednesday to get everything agreed for any club. We've seen Leeds linked as well. Probably a few others that might be sniffing around, but this is one that Ipswich do want to do. You guys have already spoken about Smodics while I've been away. He doesn't necessarily fit the profile in the same way as someone like Odobert, because he's 28, because he's had kind of one really strong Championship season, but other than that, his best football's come in League 2 and League 1. So you can see it as a risk, but it really depends on the fee here, and if they can get it for the right fee, I can't complain too much. It is definitely one that they'll push to do, and of all the things they're trying to do, of all the recruits that they're trying to bring in, I think that one is looking the closest.